Do you want to make it Big 98 story time instead? It's country music, but it's, I don't know what that is. But I found a book when I was at the Country Music Hall of Fame, and it is about a country music legend. It's a children's book. I haven't read it yet. And I was going to do like a Big 98's lunchtime story time deal where, you know, we get to know about country artists that maybe this format was built on by using children's books. So I came across this book about Bill Monroe at the Country Music Hall of Fame. And I thought, if you don't really know that much about Bill, because I really don't, I'll be honest, I know he's awesome and he's legendary and he is a bluegrass king. He's very well respected. I figured this would be a great way to really learn about it at a very basic level, you know? So do you want to do story time? What do you think? Right? Isn't that awesome? Now we can learn about him together. Here, let's take a look and see. I got my coffee and a story. This is the story of Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass music. If you don't know anything about bluegrass music, maybe we'll both learn a little something about it. It is called Bluegrass Boy. Again, I got it at the Country Music Hall of Fame gift shop, which is my happy place this time of year. And so let's do a little bit about Bill Monroe. Okay, you ready? Hey, Brian. I'll look up every now and then just to say a quick hello. So the Monroe family worked hard in that bluegrass state of Kentucky, plowing and mining its rolling hills. Willie was the youngest, following his 7 brothers and sisters like a runt pup squirming to fit in. So, yeah, and I'll show you this, some really great illustrations. Here we go. Okay. Hi, Steve. I'm reading about Bill Monroe, Bluegrass Boy, learning about another form of country music if you're not familiar with it. Bill Monroe. So we found out he's from Kentucky in the Bluegrass state. And so the Monroe family, I guess they had a farm. He had 7 brothers and sisters. Holy cannoli guacamole. It didn't help that his bright blue eyes crossed. His brothers teased, strangers pointed and laughed, thinking, since Willie's eyes didn't work right, his ears didn't either. That's not nice. They made fun of him because he had crossed eyes. What a lesson for kids, right? And just because somebody's eyes are messed up doesn't mean they can't hear you making fun of them, and you shouldn't do that anyway. It's not nice. Be a good person. Don't make fun of what somebody looks like. Their hearts are all the same. Truth was, Willie owned the hardest working ears in that whole country. When his ears heard trouble coming, the rustle of sneaky footsteps and the squeak of an unfamiliar wagon wheel, Willie hightailed it to the barn and hid for hours. This Willie, I guess, is Bill Monroe. William. I'm guessing. So we're learning about Bill Monroe, Bluegrass father. There we go. Story time. I hope you like this. I have a little time before I have to talk. So Willie hightailed it to the barn. He hid for hours until cheerful jigs, graceful hymns, and lilting ballads soared across the cornfields. A sundown jamboree! Mother fiddled the old tunes on the front porch, toes tapping in time. Uncle Pen shuffled the fiddle too. Daddy Buck danced to the beat, and Willie joined the rest, singing harmonies that echoed through the hollows. And we're learning about Bill Monroe. It's called Bluegrass Boy, the story of Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass music. This is about him and his family and how he grew up. Country Music Hall of Fame, that's where I got the book. You can probably find it online. Get it for your kids, maybe learn a little something about it yourself. The year Willie turned 10, the music stopped. Mother took sick and died. Willie knew she wasn't coming back. He heard it in the silence. Yeah, I'm getting a little choked up here now. So I guess Bill Monroe lost his mom at 10 years old. And people say they feel bad for me because I was 26 when it happened. 10, that's young. Poor thing. In fields and forests, he searched for sounds to heal. Did I show you the picture? Just in case you didn't see the picture. It's heartbreaking. It's the story of Bill Monroe. Bluegrass. King, father of bluegrass music. In fields and forests, he searched for sounds to heal his heart. Willie tuned his ears to rushing streams, wailing winds, the sharp too-ee of a flycatcher's cry. He sang the hill sounds, calling loud, yet so high and gentle that cotton-tailed rabbits turned, but didn't run. 7 people watching this. I hope it's good. One brother laid claim to mother's fiddle. Another bought a beat-up guitar. Willie found an old mandolin lying around. He learned to strum and tune its strings to E, A, D, and G. Willie closed his eyes and played along with memories of mother. I guess the whole family was in on it now. Here we go. Uncle Pen is a great song. Ricky Skaggs had a #1. There's Steve adding to the commentary. This is what I was hoping for. I'm giving you the basics. Y'all might know a lot more than I do, and that's okay. I love when you share that. But again, we're learning about the story of Bill Monroe. So if you're just watching now, a little bit of a quick catch up. This is about Bill Monroe. Grew up in the Bluegrass state of Kentucky. He had 7 brothers and sisters. He was cross-eyed as a kid. People made fun of him. His mom died when he was 10. And he used to get together with the band, his family, and do music and stuff. And when she died, it like broke his heart. So we're now up to the part where he and his brothers start picking up instruments and start playing music. His brothers and sisters left for better jobs in bigger cities. Willie and Daddy stayed behind. Whistling trains and barking foxhounds, their only company. When Willie turned 16, Daddy too passed on. Jeez. His mother and his father. In 6 years, he was only 16. A baby. This is horrible. What a sad story. Bill Monroe, I'm so sorry. Huh. Willie became known as Bill. It made him sound grown. At 16, I guess he had to grow up. So sad. I'm going to finish this here in a second. Bill and his mandolin moved up to Uncle Pen's cabin, and there's that song that Steve was just talking about. On weekends, he would split wood and carry water. On Saturdays, the two saddled a mule and rode out to play hillside dances. Wherever Uncle Pen and Bill went, folks shoved back furniture, rolled up carpets, and hollered, "Do-si-do!" Bill met Arnold Schultz, the most famous traveling picker in those parts. Arnold played the blues. His callous fingers flew up and down a fiddle or guitar neck like a flock of blackbirds. From Arnold, Bill learned to bend and slide notes, smooth to shivery. His ears took Arnold's rhythms to heart, thumping till the sun came up. Okay, I just have a few more minutes with this. Okay. At 18, Bill joined his brothers near the booming city of Chicago, washing oil drums in a refinery. When his brothers started a band, Bill joined in and spent the next 10 years playing other people's music. But Bill's hard-working ears never stopped collecting. Chirps, taps, whistles, bebop, big band, blues, hundreds and thousands, maybe millions of sounds filled Bill's head until one day they overflowed. Introducing the Bluegrass Boys. Here we go, and it's born. Bluegrass is born. Bill Monroe, this is the story that we got out of a book that I got from the Country Music Hall of Fame gift shop. Bill's very own ballad, a guitarist, a fiddler, and an upright bassist, or Bill's very own band. A guitarist, a fiddler, and an upright bassist with Bill playing mandolin. The Bluegrass Boys cleaned out a gas station's old grease shed, added a few seats, and searched for a new sound. Started, stopped, started again. Bill's ears knew the sound wasn't perfect. He looked for an instrument to rush the music along like a mountain stream, and that's when he found what'd he find? What'd he find? What'd Bill Monroe find? He found the banjo. Yes, the banjo. Look at that. Which to him, I guess, he said, rush the music along like a mountain stream. There we go. How cool is this, right? Bill took his Bluegrass Boys from that grease shed on the road all the way to the stage of Nashville's Grand Ole Opry, the greatest country singing, folk dancing, live radio jamboree in the U.S. of A. Right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, Debbie. You're talking about Bill Monroe, father of bluegrass music. I found a great book at the Country Music Hall of Fame. I don't know much about him. I know a lot more now. A lot more where I'm going to start listening to more of his music. But it's a great way to learn with these kids' books. You know, real quick, I don't have much of an attention span if you didn't notice. On the Opry stage, Bill chopped the mandolin in perfect time with his heartbeat. The fiddle shuffled, the guitar strummed, the bass thumped, and the banjo shot a stream of notes straight into the audience. Bill sang of love and loneliness, calling loud over the instruments, yet so high and gentle, the crowd went wild. Woo! Look at that. There we go. This is fun. Young folks stepped in the aisles, grown folks stomped in their seats, the music plowed through the radio, touching city folks missing the hills, and hill folks left in the hollows. A sound entirely new yet familiar as a front porch. Remember, the Opry is the longest running radio show, country radio show in history. Right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Something you must see, the Grand Ole Opry. It is a what, not a where. It is held in a couple different places now because of the winter. The Opry is usually out at the Opry House. But for the winter, well, we've got the Christmas show that goes on there. You'll find the Opry at the Ryman. So it travels because it's a radio show. You can go anywhere. You can come here. I go there. That night and for thousands of nights after, audiences all over the world cheered for Bill Monroe, whistling and hollering for his new music. The sweet sound of bluegrass. Yay! There you go. Great statue of Bill outside the Ryman. Yes. Stop there when you visit. Oh, very cool. Story time with Amy on Wednesdays. I like it. We could do that. That's a new thing. And it could just be all about country music. Or we could talk trash. Anyway, that's the beginning of bluegrass music. Again, it was Bluegrass Boy, the story of Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass music. Pick it up if you're here at the Country Music Hall of Fame. I'm sure you can get it, countrymusichollofame.org. Make sure you learn more about where we came from. Maybe it doesn't sound the same, but you know what? A lot of these artists that we play on the Big 98, they love this music. Dirk Bentley, huge bluegrass fan. He can tell you a lot about Bill Monroe, I'm sure. He knows everything. And I did not know much about him when I picked up this book, but you know what? I do now. Now I'm excited to find out more about bluegrass music. I'm going to do a little studying of my own. I'm going to start with Bill Monroe because he is the father of bluegrass music. So have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Hope you enjoyed our very first story time with Amy, Paige. Again, I like that idea. Wednesdays at noon, just before noon on the Big 98's Facebook Live. There you go.